The simplest way to get started on what we're calling today a permaculture is to look around your house, look around your yard where you have possible areas where you might grow food or support insects or birds, and then just take some small steps to encourage the critters. What I want to show you today is what I call small-scale permaculture. In my yard, in my private home in the city of Los Angeles, over the last 35 years, I have planted, composted, grown vegetables, grown fruits, planted fruit trees and other, edible products. Permaculture is sustainable land use design. It's based on ecological and biological principles that are often used, patterns that occur in nature and maximize the effect and minimize the amount of work. Permaculture aims to create stable, productive systems that provide for human needs, harmoniously integrating the land with its inhabitants.
And here we have tomatoes, and as you can see, there's plenty of fruit on there.
Permaculture principles can be applied to any environment at any scale, from dense urban settlements to individual homes, farms, and entire regions. Elements in a permaculture system are viewed in relationship to other elements, where the outputs of one element become the inputs of another. Within a permaculture system, work is minimized, wastes become resources, productivity and yields increase, and environments are restored.
When we're talking about permaculture, what we're talking about here is understanding and supporting a large and varied population of different plants and animals in a healthy environment without contamination, without harmful chemicals and pesticides. So here you see that the bees have figured out how to eat from the hummingbird feeders. And these are European bees, and you can see they're very docile. And over here we have squash. And this is sweet potatoes, what we call camote. Or this is the end of the season for these Thompson seedless grapes, as well as these over here, which are Thompson seedless, but this is the end of the season. There's no more fruit.
Growing food, growing vegetables is not difficult. In fact, it's quite simple.
Right here you see a squash plant, and down there, if you look, you're going to see squashes. Our little orange tree, even though it's very small this year, has some pretty serious looking oranges there.
So in our yard, we throw away nothing. We recycle lawn clippings, leaves from the trees that fall down when the winter comes and everything loses their leaves. We recycle that. Basically, we want to encourage people to recycle things, and that means to say that we would encourage you at home to understand that everything that's a waste product is also useful if you could find a way to recycle it.
This is where we start our compost. So all of our yard waste, our household waste, our garbage, our leaf clippings, everything goes right here. After the clippings ferment a little bit, we'll dig a hole over here and we'll put it in and we'll cover it up. We'll mix in a little bit of other stuff, like maybe a little bit of horse manure. What we want to know is how many worms we have in our compost. And as you can see, there's a lot of worms here. So our little compost heap is very healthy. Over here we have yellow jacket hornets. A nice nest of them. Now the reason that I keep these here, several reasons actually, but the main one that I really like is that they keep all the harmful insects off of our fruit and vegetables. They kill them and eat them. Over here we have beans that we're training to grow up on the railing.
The word permaculture itself is a combination of permanent agriculture and permanent culture.
And over here we have a crop of green onions. Here we have Asian pears. Here we have a fuerte avocado that we grew from a seed and we grafted so it would have fruit. Over here we have nice big cherry tomatoes. A great big vine, great big one. Goes all the way over there, all the way back over here. And they are yummy. Eat them right off the vine, just like grapes. Here you see we're growing sage, which we grew from planting.
In our yard, we put out sugar water for the hummingbirds, and it turned out that the bees liked it too, so we put out some feeders to help the bees.
You'll notice that the bees have really discovered the hummingbird feeder. I'm happy to see them feeding here with the hummingbirds for the simple reason that last year we had a hive collapse and all of our bees completely disappeared. You can see that our European bees are very active this morning, and we could tell that they're European bees because of their calm demeanor. I could put my hands right here, I could touch them, and they don't react violently. So we know that these are European bees, and they're quite happy. Drink our sugar. Nothing goes to waste. Even the sugar water that drips on the ground gets sucked up and taken back to the hive.
Last year we had a hive collapse, and we don't know the cause of that, but all of our bees disappeared, so we had a reduced amount of fruit and vegetables over the summer. And so now we're putting out our hummingbird feeders, and we're not molesting the bees when they eat the sugar water because we want to encourage the bees to be healthy too.
Stopping by for a nice little drink, enjoying himself.
The ecological process of plants, animals, and their nutrient cycles, the climatic factors, and weather cycles are part of the picture. Inhabitants' needs are provided for using proven technologies for food, energy, shelter, and infrastructure.